Hello and welcome back to Single Sounds, the only show where you could meet your potential partner via podcast. I don't know about you, but this weekend has really felt like the beginning of summer for me. I can't even list all the events that happened, from sports to concerts to festivals. I did manage to go to Wimbledon this weekend, so I thought I'd share with you a little dating tennis joke one of my friends told me. Actually, she came up with it, which I thought was pretty impressive. Why would you not want to date a tennis player? Because love means nothing to them. Ba-dum-tsh. I really enjoyed that one. So this week's character would ideally like to find someone who can dance and is fashionable. If you enjoy TikToks, cocktails, theme parks, or want to know more about investments, he could be the guy for you. Welcome to Single Sounds, the one with Step Up.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Welcome. So let's start with your profile. Who, what, where? So who are you sexually attracted to?
99% women.
99.
There are always some good attractive guys out there, and I'm like, it's a thing, spectrum.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly women.
Nice, cool. And what are you looking for?
In terms of like attributes, I'm pretty open, but I know that I'm like more attracted to like people that are really into dance. That's quite a big thing for me, and I'm also got like a thing for fashionable people as well.
Okay.
I'm into streetwear myself, but I can like appreciate fashion, but like that's also another thing for me.
Yeah, fine, cool. So you said dance.
Yeah.
What sort of dance do you do?
I do hip hop and breakdance.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Have you done that for a while?
Since uni, but like took a break over COVID, but like I'm in London now, so London's like a really good dance scene. It's pretty easy, so I do that like 3 times a week at the moment.
Oh, cool. Love that. Good hobby. I feel like a lot of people don't have hobbies anymore because like adulting kind of gets in the way, so it's cool you can actually keep it up.
Yeah, I have too much. Like over COVID, I would do like football and boxing and play games with friends and do everything, and then it's like too much and I have to narrow it down. I want to be really good at one thing, or I want to be really good at another thing, and it's like I can't be good at everything, just have to pick one.
Just pick one. So you picked like, hip hop breakdance for now.
Yeah, for now.
Might change. Cool. And finally, where would you like to date?
I'm based in the north around Zone 3, but I'm going to be moving in a couple of months for a new job, so I'm not super picky about that. Plus, I'm like used to traveling
Yeah,
like an hour for work, so I'm open to, as long as within like a 1 hour radius, that's fine with me. So like, but Zone 3 or 4 is probably makes the most sense.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so what is your most irrational fear?
Oh, I don't know if it's irrational, but
we'll be the judge of that.
Getting cancelled on Twitter, and it's irrational because I don't have Twitter.
No, that is very irrational. Fair enough.
But like, if I'm out with work on a night out, and I don't really get blackout, but I don't know, something just happens. And not that I do stuff that I would get cancelable for, but
Yeah,
I think people can just get cancelled for a lot of things that just like not necessarily in context, and it's just like, oh no, online goes viral, and then my life's over.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of friends who send me a lot of Twitter content, and it's like a lot of stuff like that. And yeah, but I'm not on Twitter, so it shouldn't happen to me.
I think it's harder to get cancelled on like Instagram or something like that, isn't it? Because Twitter, you're kind of like speaking your mind a lot.
Yeah, or like people are posting things and they just blow up so much.
Yeah.
So you could like not even be on Twitter and someone just takes a photo or a video of you and it's just like, oh no, where did that come from? They're like, oh, where's your job? Tweeting your employer and all that thing. And it's like, oh my God. So,
yeah, that's
although
true.
I don't know anyone that's happened to yet, but maybe that's why it's an irrational fear.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I'm trying to think. I don't really know anyone that's like actually had a really bad experience with social media. I don't think.
Like in person or like celebrity.
Yeah, like I mean real, as in like normal people.
Yeah.
One of my really bad ones is my friend posted on my Facebook wall for my birthday like a hideous photo of me, and I didn't notice that my nipple was just like fully out. Obviously she didn't post the photo with the nipple, she put like an emoji over it. Obviously like I have my family on Facebook, so my like family saw it and they were like, what on earth? That was my worst experience with something like that, and I was like, oh no.
Did your family say anything, or did she take it down?
No, I think it's still there. But obviously like I don't know. No, I guess people from work could have seen that though.
Yeah, I probably need to check my Facebook feed from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, I probably should remove that one.
Yeah, I do that with my work friends, to be fair, where we just like go through their old Facebook feed, and one of my friends has some like horrendous stuff.
Yeah.
He was like 14. but I think it's all like private except to his friends, so he should be safe. But
Yeah.
if he does want to try anything, we've got ammo.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like that's the fear of everyone to get famous as well. Like, so people that are like kind of your friends, but not really your friends, like want to sell your story to the Daily Mail. They would literally like rip up, like you said, like your Facebook archive and like sell them awful photos or like cringy statuses you wrote or something awful.
Oh no, yeah. I have a thing about not deleting stuff off my Instagram because it's like my history.
I feel exactly the same. I use it as my archive. So like I hate when people delete stuff because it's like erasing your own past.
Yeah.
But I know other people that like definitely don't feel the same, especially when it comes to like old relationships. They like remove all the pictures.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really sad. I keep all mine, so all my ex-boyfriends are still on there.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess the pictures one makes sense, but like all the weird ones when I was like at 12 years old on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Doing like freaky weird stuff. I've got like pictures of Crash Bandicoot that I was playing when I was like 12. And I was like, oh, this must be cool at the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I always think like at the time I wanted to post it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of dishonoring my past self if I remove them now.
Yeah.
Because like I'm thinking I know better than that original version of me. I don't know.
Thanos snapping away your past self.
Yeah, you literally. Nice Avengers reference. Love it. Okay, let me know your stop, start, continue.
Ooh. I think this is a good question because I feel like when it comes to relationship stuff, you shouldn't like require somebody to change.
Yeah.
So like continue would be like continue like being who you are.
Mm-hmm.
The stop and the start one is a bit hard because it's like what you would need someone to change to do something to be compatible.
Yeah.
But for like the sake of the question, I'd say like start being like open-minded to new things because I've done like a lot of stuff, hobbies, like we spoke about the dance thing, where I never tried it before until uni, and then like I did it, and now it's like quite a big part of like what I do and the friends that I've made. But like if I was never open to that before, so like I'd like to keep exploring new stuff, and then if I had somebody, then they would like bring me new stuff, I'd bring them new stuff, and that would be cool. Stop though. This is a good one. It's a hard one.
It is hard.
Stop. I don't know. If you're somebody who's like doesn't want to use TikTok because of like there's a stigma around people of a certain age, then you got to stop that and then just allow yourself to enjoy it because everything on Instagram's on TikTok anyway.
Yeah,
I have a lot of friends who are like that. That's a very basic one, but that's important to me.
You like TikTok?
I like it too much.
Yeah.
I have to delete it like every few weeks. So I'm like, I've spent too much time on this app.
No, I mean, I actually have probably only got it in the last couple of months because I finally gave in. Like you said, I realized like everything I was watching on Instagram had the little TikTok symbol. Yeah. And I was like, well, this is kind of stupid. I probably should just go to the source. And it's so addictive.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's because the algorithm's just so good. Yeah. And I really like how it's just average people. Yeah. Like, I'm quite a fan of, like, I don't know, it's similar, like, this podcast is built around, like, basically, I don't know how to call it other than, like, just the standard normal people.
Yeah.
And that's all TikTok is. It's not, like, celebrities on my feed. It's just, like, random people just doing funny stuff. Like, and that's what I enjoy because, obviously, I can relate to that a lot more than celebrities, so.
Yeah, especially in, like, the old days, TikTok was just full of school kids doing, like, funny shit.
No.
It was great. It's still very, like, raw now as well. It's managed to like hold on to it, but everything on Instagram, like my friends are always sending me Instagram reels in group chats, and I'm like, I saw this on TikTok 2 weeks ago. They're like, I know you did, you say this every time, I'm still never gonna download TikTok.
Yeah, you just see everything really late, so
yeah.
No, I like those answers, they're good. So what would your TED Talk topic be? Guessing not TikTok, but maybe
it could be. I do work in social media and I work with TikTok, so like,
okay, yeah.
Maybe it makes sense. But I don't know, it's a bit more serious one, but like financial literacy, which is like something that I didn't really know when I was younger. And like my parents are really not really like literate at all. They're like first generation immigrants. So they're like finance side and they've like gone through experiences which are like not very, basically crippling financially and all that kind of thing. When I'm a kid, obviously I don't really know, but now I've like grown up and I make my own money and all that kind of adult stuff and I understand it a bit better and like it's so like liberating.
Yeah.
Because there is like a lot of pressure to do simple things, like not necessarily live within your means, and especially like because I live on my own and I like basically support myself after I left home and graduated from uni. So that kind of thing to like maintain a certain standard of living and all that kind of stuff and like do stuff like investing. I don't know. Some
Yeah.
people it's like really boring, but I find it like really interesting once you like start getting into it. In lockdown, I had a phase where I was like really into collecting Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, nice.
So that was like a little project, I guess, investing wise, which is like you buy cards and they eventually like go up. And in 2020, everything shot up, and it was
Because lots of people were collecting them. Yeah.
and it was super addicting as well. But yeah, in terms of like financial literacy, it's just like such a important thing that I think people need to know,
Yeah.
especially with like the cost of living stuff going on at the moment, and like navigating through what in terms of COVID, everyone will have to like pay the price of all the support that people got. So it's going to be quite an important thing that people have to like, well, if you know about it, it helps a lot. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, investing is an interesting one. I feel like I finally got to the age where everyone's like, oh shit, I need to look into this now.
Yeah.
Like, I've kind of been like, ignoring it for a while. So I think especially like after uni, I think the first few years of your job, you're just so excited to actually have an income.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, oh, I just want to enjoy it for a bit. And then like after a couple of years or whatever, you're like, I have done some savings, but now they're just in a bank account. Like, is that the best thing to do?
yeah. Probably now, yeah. Right
Yeah.
now. At the moment, everything's just going down. So
Yeah.
bank account's probably the way. But when I was in uni, my cousins were like, gave me really bad advice. They were like, use your overdraft.
Oh, yeah.
I was in my overdraft for basically 4 years. And then when I graduated, I was like, okay, I actually need to pay this
It's
off now.
like, yeah.
You guys never told me about this bit.
Yeah, there's a whole way to make money from money. Pretty
Yeah.
mad.
But don't do crypto.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
That's a good tip. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that stuff. I think a lot of the fear that comes from around investing is like, it's such a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
I've started to like read articles and stuff, and you're like, oh, all the jargon and like,
Yeah.
there's loads of like different apps that you could start with, and they all like promise good returns, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, which one? And it's kind of like, do you want to have loads of control over what you invest in, or like what pot to put it in, and then like how ethical you be with it? Like there's so many different levels.
Yeah.
And I think it can just be like information overload, and then you're like, I'm just gonna not do this.
Yeah, it can be quite scary, I guess. But if you're just starting out, it's better to do something safe. Like I think when you're like younger, you kind of get attracted to stuff like, oh, crypto can go up by like 50 times, and you can put in, £10 in like a rubbish coin, and then it will just shoot up. But it can easily go down to like zero just as much.
Yeah.
So like, personally, I like stuff that is a bit safer,
Yeah,
and I don't have to
stable.
worry about it because I don't have time or want to put a lot of effort into like watching the markets every day and all that kind of
Yeah.
long stuff. So I prefer stuff that's a bit more like you just set it and forget it for 10 years, come back,
Yeah.
and it's probably gonna have done something. And it's not like the sexy stuff. It's just like, yeah, you just put it away and leave it, and you just keep adding to it. But like, especially when you're young, and if you don't have like already built something built up, that's more important. Like if you've already got like a good amount of wealth, then crypto is a good like fun thing to do. But
Yeah.
as an example, yeah, crypto. But yeah, that's like, I could talk about it for ages. See,
Yeah.
this is my TED talk.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. I feel like, yeah, for especially like people in their 20s, there's a lot around trying to get people to be interested in it. So yeah, it'd be a good TED talk. Okay, what are your shower thoughts?
There is back to TikTok again. There's like an account that says shower thoughts, and one that really like rocked me was if Pinocchio told everyone that his nose would get longer when he tells the truth, no one would know he was lying.
Wait a minute, I need to think about this one. But then, oh, clever, because he'd be like, when he's telling people that his nose grows when it's true, obviously it would
Go longer,
grow.
yeah.
So then they'd be like, true. Like,
Facts.
but then what if I mean, I don't know why I'm kind of questioning this, but I was like, they'd probably be like, oh, what colour is that? And then when he said the real colour, it wouldn't grow.
True.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
maybe.
something like that. I don't know why that would come up, but I feel like there's a lot of times when you're speaking to someone that you'd have to tell actually the truth, because it'd just be weird.
Yeah, that is true. But the concept of it really rocked me at the time. I was shook.
Yeah. And that sounds like an interesting account, to be fair. I think I'd like that one.
Yeah, it's a good account.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them, but TikTok's great for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Hasn't come up on my algorithm yet. Okay, so what do you wish more people knew about?
This is a good one. I guess in London, the like dance scene is like really, really good. And there's like, if a lot of people watch Step Up, and in London, the vibe of Step Up, you get a lot of that here, but a lot of people just don't know that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if people knew about it, like at my work, I've managed to create like a little dance crew. I guess.
Cute.
Like there's a class near my office, so we go every week, a couple of us, and it's like started to grow a bit, and getting people involved in the dance scene, because it's something that I think a lot of people like, but they're a bit like anxious to start. And I was the same when I started. Like, I wasn't like the most confident person, or like never did it as a kid or anything. And I had a cousin who was sick at dancing, so I was like, I can't really do that. And then it's like when I would see dancers, I'm like, oh, they've trained 2 years, I'll be like that if I do the same thing. And the dance scene is like really fun. Like last week was Red Bull BC1, which is basically the break dance. BC1 is a like biggest world event for breakers, and the UK qualifiers were held in Brixton last week.
Oh, cool.
So the UK,
local.
the UK got its B-boy and B-girl representatives decided last week, and it was like a really cool event. Literally like step up. The vibe is cool. Everyone's like on like a similar wavelength, which is nice. But it's just something unique and different. Like London's got a lot of cool stuff like that, but I think the dance scene itself is like really like valuable.
Yeah.
I definitely wish a lot more people knew about it and like went to shows and stuff and saw stuff like that.
So then when you say it's like step up, it's in they're like literally dancing like on a stage and everyone's like watching around sort of thing, like battling. Like that.
Breaking is more of like a battle dance style. So like most of the stuff you go to are jams where it's battling, and you've got a lot of them that mix where it's like house, dance, popping and hip hop as well. So those four are all like really good to watch. Sometimes you have like street dance, which is like choreo stuff, and they have shows like that, which is also good to watch. But the like battle stuff is like really good.
I'm guessing, is that like freestyle almost, or do you think they have like set moves that they like?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, like remember.
Yeah, some dancers do have like sets that they do, or like they will adjust it slightly to the music, especially competitive ones, because the level is like so high for breaking in particular. I don't know about hip hop or popping, maybe less so because it's a bit more like demanding on your body, because you're like not on the floor and flying about and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there are a lot who do like sets, but you can call that out if you know someone's doing a set. You like do a handwriting thing, and that's like something that judges will take into account.
Fair, because they know like you've done it before.
Yeah, well, it's like a battle, so if you're like calling someone out for writing a set and not doing something creative, then that's something that you can get marked down for, I guess.
Yeah,
or like
fine.
You're like taunting them. It is a battle at the end of the day.
Yeah. So you like speak?
No, you don't speak. It's more like there's like hand gestures that you do. So there's one where if someone's doing a move and
This is so interesting.
Yeah, they're doing a move and they do it wrong or they fall, you slap the floor. It's called a crash. There's one where you like put your arms together, which is called biting, which is when somebody like copies a move that's not theirs and they don't like not allowed to use it. Like if someone has like a signature move and somebody steals it, it's called biting, and that's like part of the battle thing, like to call people out for.
This sounds really cool.
Yeah, it is quite like intense as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there was a battle with there was a B-girl battle with a B-girl named Roxy and Raw Gina, which was really good. And Roxy's like a B-girl legend in the UK. She's like globally known, and she just had like a kid a year ago, and she must be in her 30s, I'm guessing. And she came back. She won the whole thing, but like that battle was really intense. Like they were up in each other's faces, and it was really cool. But
Most jokes. And what are your non-negotiables?
ooh, this is a good one. It would be about being emotionally aware and mature,
Okay.
which is like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't expect that to hear from guys, or like it's not something that you hear a lot. It's something that when I was like a kid and I went through like my first relationship, that was something that wasn't there, and it was like it became very toxic. So from then on I knew like this is something that I need, like that awareness and maturity and like communication is like so important. And if you don't have it, it's just gonna like at some point everything's just gonna go like explosive and toxic and not fun, not a good experience. But yeah, that's like really important.
I agree. I do think it's a bit better as you get older, obviously. Like you said, I feel like I was a bit toxic when I was younger sometimes, because I feel like you're not sure of yourself either. So then your insecurities kind of like manifest, don't
Yeah.
they? I was definitely more like jealous and insecure when I was younger. So I'd do crazy things.
Yeah, I was lucky that I was quite young when I went through that whole experience. So,
Yeah.
although I think I'm still quite young, I have a lot of friends who are a lot older than me, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe that helps as well. But
Yeah. How old are you?
24.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people come on and they're like, yeah, I'm like a lot older, and I'm like, this is so weird. I'm not used to this like environment. Everyone around me is like either a similar age, although some friends, like I said, are a bit older, so I do learn quite a bit from them. They're all at the stage where they're like getting houses and having kids, and I'm like, I literally just graduated like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I feel like your 20s is such a crazy time where someone can be your age and they can literally like have a house, I don't know, be married, and then maybe even start to like think about having a family, and then you're like, you know, just completely swapped your career or something. Like loads of my friends still live at home.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really easy to compare when actually like it'll all work out in the end.
Yeah.
I think
it helps for me because I have a lot of friends who are older that I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about it right now.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of years, and that's gonna be me eventually. I mean, if that's what I want, but
yeah. Okay, final question. What is your drink of choice?
Ooh, so I love cocktails. I'm a very cocktail person, but I like to have something different every time. I really like sweet ones, but there's a place where I went to uni in Nottingham called Bunk. They do a Parma Violet cocktail.
Nice.
Which everyone's like, you either like it or it tastes like soap.
Yeah. I'm not a massive fan, but I appreciate that some people love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that one, or like sweet cocktails. That's my vibe.
That is a good vibe.
I hate beer.
Do you?
Yeah, I hate beer.
Oh, yeah, me too, to be fair. I'll have it if like there's nothing else on offer. But even then, probably just be like, I'd rather not.
even then, I'm like, no, I don't want to touch beer. I feel like it tastes like bread and water. It's like I don't really see what people enjoy about it. And I like cocktails. They taste nice and they like do the job. They are a bit expensive, but just don't drink out, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like you'd rather they pay for what you actually want.
Yeah,
definitely.
Just do shots. Just if you want to get like hammered, just do shots.
Just do shots. Well, especially in London, it's the cheapest way to go, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you're paying like loads for the mixer anyway.
Yeah. Shots that taste nice.
Yeah. No, I feel like, I don't think it was Bunk, but there's another one in Nottingham where they did like loads of crazy ones. Oh, Bar Bar.
Oh my God, I love
Throwback.
Bar Bar. Yeah. I went to Nottingham with some friends like to revisit, and we went out and I was like, can we please go Bar Bar? And some of them worked there before and they hated it. And I was like, please, I just want like a Oreo shot or something. Yeah. And they're all so good.
Yeah, you'd buy them on like a massive tray, wouldn't you? Like a wooden thing. And then there'd be like 10 shots. And they'd be really, some of them would be horrible though. And some of them would be super nice.
Yeah. And there's just such a good selection that you could literally, it's just like a kid in a candy straw, but like if you want to get hammered.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. They'd have a menu, wouldn't they? And you'd pick your shots.
Although when I went, the one shot I wanted, they like ran out of ingredients. I had to get like another one. So that was really peak. But
no, it's peak, yeah. You went all that way.
Yeah.
Okay, bestie rec time.
Oh.
Now, yours is hilarious, but we're just going to play this and see how it goes. So I contacted one of your friends, but I don't think they knew the podcast at all, which is fine.
Okay.
So I like sent my normal message and there was like some miscommunication. So what happened is they thought that they have to be anonymous and didn't realize that the premise is obviously like that the character is anonymous. So they wrote out the script and then got one of their friends to read it out.
Okay.
So you're not going to know the voice like at all, because I was like, oh, do they at least like know that voice? And they were like, no. So we're going to play a fun game.
Okay.
You're going to have to try and guess who wrote the script.
Okay. I thought this was going to be easy, but no, it's going to be hard. I don't know how it's going to be.
This is going to be funny. Ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so top 5 reasons to date my boy. Number 1, he's a hopeless romantic. If you're looking for Prince Charming to come and sweep you off your feet, then you're in the right place. Love letters, flowers, sweet treats and midnight drives. On the tube though, because he hasn't passed yet. They will all be bestowed on the lucky lady. Number 2, dancing. He'll more than likely tell you in the first 5 minutes, but if he hasn't already, then boy, this guy can move. But more importantly, just think about what those hips do though. Number 3, feeds on from the last reason, but if you want a guy who works out and stays in shape, then look no further. 1 minute he'll be hungover in bed, the next he'll be smashing burpees. Number 4, he's a nerd. Now this can go both ways and potentially put people off, but we all really know at the core its true meaning. He is faithful. He's going to be too distracted by even the whiff of the latest anime or Marvel film to realise that someone else in the club is staring at him. He ain't going nowhere. Finally, he's a very genuine boy, really in tune with his emotions and has such a level head on his shoulders. Not only is he crushing it in his career, he's moved out and ready for the next step in his life. I genuinely couldn't ask for a better friend, and he has a lot to offer someone.
Who is this person?
You don't know.
No. Oh God, it could be a lot of people. But the burpees in the morning thing gives me an idea. But I don't recognise this voice at all. Is that an Essex accent?
Yeah, as in like you don't know the person who recorded it at all.
Oh, that's so hard.
I'll just tell you, it was.
Oh, how did he know about the burpees in the morning? Oh yeah, because I say that at his house. I remember now.
But yeah. No, it was a nice voice note.
That was really
a nice
nice.
script. Yeah.
It was very like spot on.
Covered a lot of things.
Yeah, and I'm glad he highlighted that I haven't passed my driving test yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
Have you tried and you failed?
No, I was learning over lockdown, and then there was a massive backlog because I'm in Leicester, so because we locked down earlier, there was like a long backlog then everywhere, and then on my actual test I was sick, so I couldn't get a test until like 6 months later. So I actually have it next month. So
Oh, fingers crossed.
maybe by the time this is out, I'll actually be driving.
Yeah, that might be fake news.
Hopefully.
Probably will be actually. So do a little update.
Yeah. Although driving in London's a nightmare. Oh my word! I live right by an A road, and it's just insane.
It is not fun. Okay, this or that time.
Oh, this is I'm going to be terrible at this because have you ever seen Suits?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, it's Harvey Specter's a character in Suits, and he's like, there's a quote where it's like, oh, what do you do when someone's pointing a gun at your face and they give you one or two options, and it's like, you do one of 99 other things, like you move it out the way, you punch them in the balls and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I have two options, I'm like, I just want to...
Go through the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Would you rather mentally or physically never age?
Ooh, I'd rather physically never age. No, mentally never age. No, physically age...
Yeah, so mentally never age.
From now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say physically never age.
Okay, so you just stay looking young forever.
Yeah, why not?
Fair
No, I
enough.
think that's better.
Yeah, I guess mentally you might then... It's hard to know if you're in your peak.
But at least I probably won't go bald then, which is
True.
a nice bonus. That's the first thing I thought about.
You won't, lose your hair. I think it's such a fear for guys. It's so sad.
Yeah, my dad is like, he had like an afro and then he had to shave it off when he was like in his late 30s probably.
Oh,
But I really like my hair.
yeah.
I dyed it like a couple months ago and then I had to like get rid of it, so now it's really short. But I want to keep dyeing it and keep it.
What did you dye it?
Like a silver platinum blonde.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked so good and I loved it. And then it just grew out and I got really sad. And now I don't have it, but I'll dye it again eventually.
Fair.
But I can't do that if my hair's gone.
Yeah. Poached or scrambled?
Poached. Oh,
You like poached, yeah?
poached egg is good.
Yeah. Would you rather be locked in an amusement park or a library?
Forever.
I don't know. Let's say like a few days.
Is the amusement park like running? Like, can I go on the rides?
Yeah.
Yeah, then amusement park.
I guess so, but then also you're kind of by yourself, so I feel like you can't go on the rides.
Yeah, but the worst thing about an amusement park... Wait, so I can't go on the rides?
Well, if you can turn them on, I guess. Because I'm guessing like in both situations you're by yourself.
I guess if I turn them on and then run to the seats.
Yeah.
Maybe not. If I could do an amusement park and go on the rides, I would do the amusement park. But if not, then library.
Yeah. I actually think I'd pick library, even though that's really boring. But the amusement park, I think it would freak me out by myself. Like, it's so big.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Like, for me, when I go to an amusement park, it's always so busy.
Yeah.
So I can't do everything. And this would be like the chance to just
Yeah, you can go on all
on
the
the
rides.
Smiler until can't see anymore.
Oh, I've been in that Smiler queue. It's real long, isn't it?
Yeah, I went on it for the first time last year and it was like 2 hours.
Yeah, I think that's what we queued for.
Yeah, it was worth it, but I'd rather not wait 2 hours.
Also, that queue was really annoying. Like, it's a really annoying one to be in for 2 hours because they play that music, don't they? Like, all the TVs are like running.
Yeah, and they also like really hide how long the queue is because you go in like all these different directions and it's like, I'm almost there. Oh wait, no, there's like more gates.
It's
and
like
stuff.
cages, isn't it? Yeah.
Which is not the most comfortable place to be either.
No. Did you like amusement parks in general then?
I used to be really scared of them, but I overcame that fear, I think.
Me too. That was me. And now I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I think last time I went, Oblivion was like, nobody was on it. We had like 30 minutes, so you rinsed it for like 4 or 5 times in a row, running all the way back to the queue. It was great. Just running like kids. It was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
fun.
It is fun. Pizza or pasta?
Ooh, this is a good one. I think pasta. Yeah, that was hard. Pasta.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is a hard one, to be fair.
I like really fancy food, so I'm trying to think what fancy pizza is good or what fancy pasta is good. But I think you can do more with pasta.
Would you rather be known as a one-hit wonder for a novel or a song?
A novel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rather write a book.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I did write a book. So,
Did you?
Yeah.
What was the book?
I'm quite like into fantasy stuff, so it was like my favorite like movie was Lord of the Rings, so it's on that kind of vibe
Yeah.
of like orcs and wizards and stuff.
Cute. Oh, no, I like that.
Yeah, and then I watched Game of Thrones, and I tried to make it like really gritty and like scary and like twists and violent. But yeah, I wrote a book when I was a kid.
So it's not published.
No, it wasn't very good. One day when I'm like old and retired, I'll revisit it and
Yeah, like
clean it up.
reshuffle it a bit.
Yeah, I know all the plot twists and everything in my head. I just need to like make it actually like a good read.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
Last one. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Nobody plays Xbox anymore.
Oh, I don't know. Do they not? Is it like
quite a
only
big
PlayStation?
thing. I mean, they might do. When I was a kid, it was like a big thing, and I've always had PlayStation. So, and like my friends would have Xbox, and we could never play together. So there was like quite like a serious divide between that. So, but PlayStation, it's got like all the classic Spyro and Crash Bandicoot on there, which for me, I used to love those as a kid. So that's my vibe.
Well, that concludes the podcast.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
This was a fun chat.
A little update before the usual message. This character did in fact pass his driving test, so big congrats to him, and maybe he can even pick you up for a date. If you think he sounds like your cup of tea, contact the podcast at Single Sounds. Thanks for listening, have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.